Right, here we are at Lochranza Castle, and it's Sally's 16th birthday today. Amazing, she's outlived the other dogs that I had, and she hasn't had all the chances in life. She's still going, she's having a wee treat there, that's what she's demolishing. Give her a wee treat right before I start talking. It's a chewy one. Right, Lochranza Castle. This is where I've taken her today for her birthday. Not just the castle, but right round the north end. And sadly this castle is closed today, or for a while, because there are loose stones at the top of it which need to be investigated, so I can't get in it. Normally you could get in the ground floor and you can go on the north part of the first floor. But not just now, so I need to come back another time and do that. But in any case, it's looking nice, isn't it? And on the left is the south part, because round the south here is Lochranza, or some of it. I'm facing up to Corrie and Sannox, and then Brodick and Marsh might be, and all these things. That's heading north that way. If I burrow back round, that's a good word. Oh, in fact, there's the ferry coming in. This one we're here. Might as well just zoom in on that. MV Catriona. Lochranza Castle ferry. Just coming into the pier there at Lochranza. Nearly in. I'll maybe come back to that in a wee second when it's getting its doors down. So that's us looking north that way, and then the other side of Lochranza, the other side of the bay, around there, where we've just been actually, Sally and I. And the tide is largely out just now. Isn't that amazing? It's just amazing. Okay, so going back to what I was doing, that's right, what I was doing, I was going to show you the door coming down the boat, so let's just do that before it's done. Do that. Lovely wee ferry, it only takes half an hour to go between Lochranza and Castle, and it does that for all the summer months, and it goes to Tarbert in the winter. And you can't book on it, you just drive up and go on it, but it's a lovely new ferry, and it pretty much always takes everything that turns up for it. It's got good capacity for the run, quite cheap as well, heavily subsidised. There we go. Okay, getting back to what I was doing. fascinating old building, isn't it? And what I'll do is have to come in. I'll just come over to here where we can watch it, get the whole building in. That'll do. I do want to see the boat. It's in there now. Yep, just cars driving on it just now. There's one there. Anyway, back to what I was doing. And that's the peninsula, the split I was talking about. Sally's having a wander about. So I've got a few facts and figures about this castle, which I'll just tell you just now. I'll just spout off. It was built originally as a medieval hall house by the McSweens of Knapdale in the 1200s. So that's how far it goes back. The 1200s. The Stuarts then later took it over and they held it for nearly 200 years. In 1306, Robert the Bruce landed at Lochranza on his return from Ireland and went on to claim the Scottish throne. It was then granted to the Montgomery family by James II, and in the 1500s they converted it into an L-plan tower house. There we go. Here comes Sal, panting a bit because the sun's out. Right, there's a few facts and figures there. Just go right to here. Okay. When he became King II of Scotland in 1371, Cromwell and his troops occupied it in the 1650s. And then in 1705, the Hamilton family got possession of the castle and a lot of the rest of the island as well. And it's been disused then since the end of the 1700s. Historic Environment Scotland cares for it today. So that's the history of the castle there. Sally's taking a rest. Look at Sally. Of course she is, because she's 16 today, which makes her, I reckon, accurately 88 years old in Westie years, taking account of the breed. 9 times 2, 9 years for the first 2 and 5 years for every year after that makes 88. I worked it out, so she's 88. That in human terms, the most accurate that I can get is 88 for her. That's not bad. Yes, that's not bad, Sally. That's not bad. What else can I tell you? Well, I can tell you how the tower used to be a little bit. It used to be 5 stories high. Now, that's the tower. So, that's 3 stories high. So it was a lot higher than that. Way up there, 2 stories on top of that. That's what I'm thinking. And the ground floor was used for storage, and there's a reason for that, because the hall was on the first floor at the south end, which is on the right, and the kitchen was on the first floor on the left, the north end, but you would access them via a timber 4-stair, a wooden 4-stair, and they could take that away if somebody was attacking the building. So that's why they didn't have these things on the ground floor. So you couldn't get to the occupied areas of the building on the first and other floors above that. So it was a proper defensive building. And above the first floor you had private chambers as well. So that's what the building was like, and it's been here for, let's say, 800 years, isn't it? Yeah, 800 years, and disused for nearly 250. There you go. Right, that's all my facts and figures as far as Lochranza Castle goes. Here's the view back up to the Bogley that takes you to Sannox. The distillery is right up at the bottom of that hill facing us there in the centre. And if I waited long enough, we would get the boat going back out again, but that'll be a little while yet. I think that'll probably do. I'll do one more thing. I'll just go around the top end of the castle here. Let Sally know where I'm going. Here she comes. Perfect blue sky above that castle as well, isn't it? I would have liked to have seen what that round part, you know, on the front corner here would have looked like. I'll try and find a picture of what the castle originally looked like if I can, and put that on. Okay, so there's only one thing left to do, and that's to say happy birthday to Sally. I would sing it to her, but actually she wouldn't hear me. So I'll just say it. Happy birthday, Sally. Turns out I was here long enough to see it. Is the door closed? Sally back again. Okay, come on, Sally. Let's go walk the peninsula. Still likes to wander around. Still enjoying herself. Waiting a little bit there, we'll come back again. There we go. Okay, I'm happy. Cheers.